Om Sadashivasamaramabham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Okay, any questions, clarifications from the previous class or anything else? Okay. So the verses actually were pretty simple, Yeah. First, what happens if you don't follow this matam? Okay. How nashta chetasa, etc. Simple, very this thing. Yeah. And he had made a very important commitment there. Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyasi. Okay. Prakritim yanti bhutani. Whatever you want to do or don't want to do, your inner nature will push you into that, Whatever inner reality you have, okay, you'll automatically follow that. Yeah. Now that inner thing may be either just a pattern from work that you picked up at work, or it may be something that is genuinely what you like and what you want. Like, for example, I think I said this last time also. There was this guy who wanted to come to Rishikesh and learn something from Swami Dayanand. So I met him in Bombay. He said, "How is Rishikesh now?" I said, "Don't worry a bit, everything is fine now." So somewhere in 84, the ashram has come up. It was not like how we went first, where there was nothing there. And when there were just a couple of rooms, and when guests came, we were sleeping on Swami Dayanandji's veranda. It is not like that anymore. Now some 30-40 rooms are there, so come, no issues. And he said, I'll come next week after that. So I'll meet you there in Rishikesh. Anyway, Shuddhanandji, who was in charge there, is expecting some 3-4 students to come there. So fine. They landed up there. Then within a week I also landed up. I mean, I was there from 78 end onwards. Okay. I had come to Bombay on some work. So I landed up there. Then he tells me, "Hey, have you had anything for lunch?" I said, "Not really, because those days there was only this super slow express, direct train from Bombay to Dehradun, and we would get off at Haridwar. It was what is known as a super slow express. It will take 42 hours to Haridwar from Bombay. Okay, the train is never late in its life. Why? Because so much of time running there. How can you make the train late? So we reached there at an odd time at about 3 o'clock or something. I said, "No, I not really had. From that Delhi Haridwar stretch, you hardly get anything." Said, "You just come back from Bombay. You'll have some money with you, no?" I said, "Yeah, I have. What happened?" I thought he needed a toothbrush, toothpaste, something, When as sadhus we are living in Rishikesh, we are always kangal. Okay. We rely on whatever little bandara money we get for living. So I said, "Yeah, will you just then come out now? Let's go for a walk. You can have a cup of tea outside, this, that." Because by that time tea time is also over in the ashram. I said, "Okay, chalo, bhook lag raha hai." Then as we are walking out, he said, "You know why I asked you whether you got some money?" I said, "Yeah, why? You want something? I mean, some toothpaste, this, that, etc." No. Go down this road, na? You know the Kshetra road we go down to? Yeah? Kshetra road I know very well. For years we have been living on Bhiksha from the Kshetra only. I know that road. At that corner, you get the best samosas in the world, singhadas in the world. I've been there for 4-5 years, I don't know this place. He has just been there for a week and he knows it already. Sadrishyam cheshtate. What is inside? He's a great foodie. Very nice person, wonderful person. He's no more. He had his samadhi last year. Yeah. In fact, yesterday was this Aradhana day. Yeah. A great guy, very nice person. But Sadrisham Cheshtati. I am there for 5 years, I don't know this place. He is there for a week and he knows this place. Yeah. Many of you may have found this. You are staying in one place for some time. You don't know where all the joints are. And some Navi or this guy comes up and he knows within a few days all the places. Sadrisham Cheshtati. Or it could because also that inner reality is because of professional competence. Like I was outside the school and I looked around. I was supposed to meet the staff, the manager and the principal. I said, do you have a drug problem outside in the school? No, Swamiji, there is no drugs. I said, there are. He says, how do you make out? I said, I was a sailor. I know who's selling what where. I can make that out. Not because I am into drugs, but that is professional thing, you know. What is inside you, we recognize outside. It's always like that. You know, yeah. Sadrisham cheshtati. Therefore he says, Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. Your Prakriti will drag you here and there. What is mere control going to do? I mean, you can remain controlled. No, I mean, somewhere you will slip up. Somewhere you will slip up, okay? Unless you have grown out of the thing, and that growing out is a life of Karma Yoga. You follow your desires, you follow what you want within the framework of Dharma, and with Ishwararpanam, Prasada Buddhi, etc., then you grow out of the whole thing. Yeah. Then doesn't have its hooks on you. The thing that used to hook you before doesn't have its hooks on you anymore. Yeah. You have grown bigger than the whole thing. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll be like this guy. This doctor told him, his wife told him, your health is a problem, don't drink. So, at home he doesn't drink. Why? Wife is there now. Okay. Outside at office also he doesn't drink because when he comes home, wife is there. Then what will happen? He will get drunk when he is traveling. On work. Evening he will get drunk. And he will call his wife before he starts getting drunk. सब होता है, natural. Nigraha kim karishe. Yeah. Then he says, he makes a very beautiful comment in the next verse. Indriyasya indriyarthebhya ragadvesho vyavasthita tayorna vashamagacheto yasya paripantyano. Indriyasya indriyarthebhya. For my mind and sense organs, with respect to the various objects of the world. Ragadvesho vyavasthito. Raga and Dvesha is natural. There will be certain things you like, certain things you dislike. Yeah. You go to the market, local market. Who will ever buy this pumpkin here, white pumpkin? Bhopla, kaun khayega ye? But there are guys who will buy that. And those guys who buy that, they only all this Karela, bitter thing. The people who buy that. The shopkeeper knows everything has their market. He keeps everything. So likes and dislikes to the respective of sense organ, natural. Okay, ragadvesho vyavastito. Tayor na vasham agaccheto. Don't come under their hold, he says. You can have, as long as you are having the ragadvesha, there is no problem. When the ragadvesha starts having you, you have a problem. Yeah, you have a raga. You like certain things, you go for it. Sensibly, no issue. You don't like certain things, you avoid it, no issue. But if they start dictating how you are going to function, then you are victimized by your own desires. That is an issue. You are victimized by your own desire. As long as you are having the desire, there is never an issue. Then the desire starts having you. Tayoho vasham na agaccheto. Why? He asya paripantino. This is exactly the dacoits on your path, he says. The dacoits on your path. Why? You want all Vedanta, learning this, moksha, etc., spiritual fulfillment, all that you want. And what? You are bogged down by your own desires and likes and dislikes. Where are you going to rise above them? Yeah. There is a joke in Matunga, that whole area, that for any of the spiritual classes in Matunga, the attendance will depend upon what program is happening in Shanmukananda. Hey, nice music program. Hey, forget class. Nice dance program. Hey, forget class. Paripantino. They are the highway robbers, you see. They hijack you. Yeah. Desire, etc., is a good servant, poor master. Yeah, I am having a desire, I choose to go in for it, not go in for it. Hey, not the time for it. Yeah. You can get up in the morning and have a desire to eat a chocolate, no? Early morning. You can. Hey, subah, not appropriate. Later. I mean, chocolate is a simple example. Getting up in the morning, I would love a drink here. What, tea, coffee? No, something stronger. That can be a problem. Very inappropriate, that early in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning, inappropriate. 7 o'clock in the evening, once in a way, it's okay. So, you are having the desire is dictating terms to you. If the desire is dictating terms to you, Karma Yoga Buddhi is necessary. Unless I was speaking last time, it becomes an addiction or something like that. A simple desire is not an issue. Addictions can be a problem which may require a little more professional way of doing it. Karma Yoga Buddhi, etc. is not, may not be enough. Karma Yoga, etc. is meant for normal people to grow. Addiction is not normal, okay? It's a problem. It's a problem of the body and mind. There is a psychological aspect in addiction, there is a physiological aspect in addiction. Both are there. Therefore, it has to be dealt with differently. Yeah. It's not just a question of willpower, etc. No. That's a different topic anyway. We are talking of normal people. Yeah. Therefore, don't come under their hold, he says. Okay. Then he makes another statement with respect to, They are all loose ends now that Krishna is tying up in the 3rd chapter. Therefore, now he is making another statement. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharma swanushtita swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo tu bhayavaha. Now this brings into the as a very different or a vast topic. Swadharmaha, your dharma. Now dharma, there are some universals which any human being has to have. To be honest, to be caring, to be merciful, sense of justice. These are all universals. Yeah. Whether you are a king or a beggar, this much is universal. Across, it cuts across everything. Okay. Then there are special dharmas, vishesham, for you, depending upon the work that you have chosen, the roles that you are playing in life. Like many of you, say, let us say, married people here, your dharma and my dharma will be very different. I am not chosen to be a married person. You are chosen to be a married person. Therefore, certain dharmas will be peculiar to you, not applicable to me. As a sadhu, certain dharma I may have, you don't have that. So, this is special dharmas. Okay. Husband and wife, their dharma to each other. Special. Parent and child, their dharmas to each other. Okay. Your role in the society, what are you doing in the society? Everyone has a role with respect to the nation. Our role, minimum, vote, for example. Vote, obey civic laws, pay your taxes. A soldier is much more. He is willing to die for the country. 99% of us get up in the morning and enjoy our freedom. 1% of us gets up ready to defend that freedom. That's the soldier. Because he stands at the border, you and I can enjoy our freedom. Swadharma. Different. Yeah. Your dharma is different, his dharma is different. Yeah. As a teacher, dharma is different, as a student, dharma is different. Yeah. So these are all special dharmas that, depending upon the roles I am playing in my life, I have those dharmas. Because you came with nothing except your karma phala, punya papa. You will go with nothing except your karma phala. Do you really think when you are dead, just say immediately, your work is important? What you did is important? How great you are is important to you. They are putting up a statue to you. You think really it will be important to you? You are leaving this world and going here. That you set up a nice industry and somebody else is now messing up with it. Think it really becomes important to you? Chhod gaya sab. How much you have grown, what is your punya papa in terms of dharma, that's all that is there with you. How much you have grown, that will come with you. That's the only thing that will really matter after that. Because that's the only thing that is there with you. That's what gives a direction to your next lifetime also. Therefore, he says, this Swadharma, Swadharme Nidhanam Shreyaha, Paradharma Subhayavaha. Okay. And Shreyan Swadharma Vigunaha. My own dharma, even if it is nothing great, Vigunaha. What is my job? Simple, yaar. It's not a glamorous thing. I'm doing some small things. Okay. I'm not a CEO or something. I'm working in a small NGO. Not even a corporate executive. Chalo. But hey, what I do is important. Therefore, Vigunaha api, even though it's not very great, glamorous thing or something, Vigunaha api, Shreyan, Paradharmastu Anushtutat, is more important that you follow your dharma well than try to follow somebody else's dharma. Arey, this guy is so popular here. Therefore, I will also make a few videos and put it up. What videos are you making? On Vedanta. Have you studied enough? Have you studied enough? No, but you know, I will choose artificial intelligence and get a write-up on it. What is Karma Yoga? Ask your artificial intelligence what's Karma Yoga. You will get some answers, which will be a bhelpuri of everything available on the net. Really, it will be a bhelpuri of that. But then you can nicely say it and put it up as though you are a great Vedanta teacher. And 80% of the people who see it will not recognize the difference between you and a proper Vedanta teacher. 80% will not recognize. I am telling you that also. Yeah. Like somebody sent me an article. Swamiji, how do you find this? I said, this is a bhelpuri. Did you use artificial intelligence to write it? ChatGPT, did you use that to write it? He says, how did you know? Because you are saying contrary things. Because there are contrary viewpoints available on this topic. But you can become famous. You can become well known. You know what? How many? Every day he releases one video here. Every day. If you put up a video every day, you will become popular anyway. Because somebody or the other is there to see it. So in no time you build up. What is your job? Why don't you do that well? Therefore, Vigunaha api, my own function done well is more important than trying to do somebody else's job. In other words, he says, go by your core competency. If you want to put modern management language, go by your core competency. Now, what are you competent about? But Swamiji, I have picked up competency in multiple skills. So all that becomes your sadharma. Now choose what you have to do. Yeah. Choose what you have to do. Why is he being told to Arjuna? Because what is his role? He's a warrior. Warrior means you fight for dharma. You fight all enemies of dharma within and without the country. Inside the country, outside the country, both, okay? Yeah. It's only in modern times we are distributed between army and police force. The police is supposed to fight crime. Now that division has some sort of an value so that everyone is not ending up doing everything. Yeah. But any soldier will get involved if there is something wrong happening in a society setup. Why? Because you make that promise to yourself when you pass out. All enemies of the country, within and without, I will fight. Yeah. Therefore, vigunaha api. Not other people's dharma, my dharma. Now, it was easier to talk about dharma in terms of function when the society was more structured. Why? Because we lived in a very simple society, you know. Your father was a Kshatriya. You also became a Kshatriya. Your father was a doctor. You also became a doctor. That little bit happens in today's world also. Yeah. Why? It is natural. Why? And it had a valid point. As long as others were not kept out, it had a point. Why? Your father was a warrior. His uncles were also warriors. So every day what are you seeing and hearing? The clang of arms. Okay? Battle stations. You learn to handle a sword by the time you are 5-year-old. Others are playing with toys, you are playing with a sword. By the time he is 10, be careful. Be careful. He is not just an ordinary 10-year-old, he will knock your block off. By the time he is 18, seasoned warrior. Yeah. Had a value. Another person was an artisan. So by the time he has learned to walk, he knows how to handle a hammer and chisel. How to do simple shaping a stone, he knows how to do it. Yeah. By the time he is 15, he is a skilled workman. By 25, he is an artist. By 35, don't even talk. That's how do you think all our temple architecture came up? By people like this. Yeah. It had a value. In ancient India, it was more structured. And there was also an elbow room to change. That was also there. One of the greatest warriors on the field of Mahabharata actually belonged to the priestly class. Whom am I talking about? Drona, yeah, the priestly class. Yeah. 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 But he didn't hold a ladle to offer thing in his hand. Yeah. But again, look at what happened, how his life was. He was a warrior, all right, but what was he doing? Teaching the art of war. That Brahmana thing came in there, you know, the priestly thing, because they are supposed to be teachers, intellectuals, teachers. So, teaching the art of war. So, the Swadharma came in to that extent there also, even though he was a warrior. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So, in a structured society, this is easier. In our society, now modern society, we pick and choose. We will pick and choose also depending upon what is inside a bit. Na? You will gravitate into those type of jobs and professions which strike a chord in you. That's why people after graduating in something will change their lines. I did my engineering in IIT and then I became a financial consultant after that. I did my MBA and went into finance. Why? Because sadrisham. Prakritehe sadrisham cheshtate. That is your dharma. You will grow in that field better. You will grow in that field better. You are a natural in that field. Yeah. This is the thing. Therefore, he says, if this is your dharma, follow it well. Even if it is not glamorous, etc. Right. Don't hanker after somebody else's dharma because that is giving you name and fame. Your job is not giving you name and fame. Yeah. So that is the thing. This is, Swadharme nidanam shreyaha. It is better to die doing your duty rather than paradharmastu bhayavaha, taking on someone's. Because ultimately, what is the whole thing meant for? I mean, come on. Is it just about making money? As I always say, na, making money, you won't open a vada pav stall. You'll make lots of money. Yeah. Really, I'm not joking. It's not about just about making money. It's about how you're growing as a person. If you're really following this, a job gives you much more than what you're paid for it. But you have to identify what is it that's inside that strikes a chord in you. What is that? Now it looks like many of us have gravitated into something out of just some things that happened in life. Yeah. I did science, but then went for advertising after that. Yeah. You didn't gravitate by chance. There was something that pulled you there in that line, because you'll grow well in that line. Yeah, field like advertising gives you a lot of scope to grow, because you can have unethical advertising, or you can have an ethical way of doing things. You can be an advertising professional, or you can be a propagandist. Making propaganda. All your fair and lovely advertisements are what? Propaganda. Think they're advertisements? Yeah. I know there was a time when I used to teach my youngsters to how to identify ads. What is genuine, what is just a hype. Propaganda. The Marlboro man, smoking, adventure. Oh, in what way is adventure connected to your smoking? Tell me that. I know a lot of people who are in the wild adventures, climb mountains, go on treks and everything. And they are not heavy smokers or anything like that. So that Marlboro man advertising, sheer propaganda. That model died of lung cancer anyway. Yeah. But that's why your dharma swanushtitat, done well, keeping overall dharma, this, that, etc. in you, okay, is great. You grow in that. Paradharmastu bhayavaha. Okay. Now, he has summed up, tied down on loose ends. Krishna must have taken a break. Chalo, stopped speaking for a minute. That time Arjuna asked the question. Okay. Arjuna vacha atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Atakena prayuktoyam. Arjuna vacha, Arjuna asked, atakena ayam prayuktaha. What is it that impels a person, papam charati purusha, to do all the wrong things in life? What is impelling him to do all the wrong things in life? Anichannapi varshneya. Vrishni kulodbhava varshneya. One who is born into the clan of Vrishnis. Varshneya. That is Krishna, okay? Varshneya. Anichannapi. Even though I don't want to do. But baladiva niyojitaha. I am pulled into doing that. Pulled into doing. Duryodhana put it equally well. Janami dharmam, I know what is right. Nachame pravurti hai, I can never do it. Janami adharmam, I know what is wrong. Nachame nivrittihi. I can't refrain from doing it. Yenapi kenapi hridistitena. There seem to be someone sitting in my heart. Yatha niyojasi tatha karishyami. As he pushes me, I do. Now, if you look at it from the standpoint of psychological theories, huge thing about personalities, about personality disorders, about frozen energy patterns, there's lots of stuff. Okay. All that becomes a nice study so that you don't have to do anything about it. It becomes more as an excuse than anything else. Okay. But this is a fact. There are times when I know what's wrong, but I can't refrain. I know what's right, but I find it difficult to do it. Why is that? It almost seems it is beyond my control. So Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Krishna answers, Kama esha krodha esha rajaguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidyena miha vairina. Simple he says. You can have all your psychological theories. Or Kama esha krodha esha. This is nothing but kamaha, your desire. Krodha, anger. I am a control freak, this, that. Kamaha. Why do you become a control freak? Now that you can have a psychological. I do is because, of my upbringing, etc. I become a control freak. So what is behind that control freak? I want people around me to do what I want them to do. Simple. Kamaha. It's simple as that, isn't it? You can talk of your upbringing, you can talk about this, you can talk about because of which I become like this. Basically what it is, you want people around you to do what you want them to do. Kamaha, simple, kama at the back of everything else. All the psychological theories are good if we can help you change. Help you let go of being a control freak. Otherwise it has got no meaning, isn't it? Krodha, anger. When they don't behave like what I want, I get angry with them. When I don't behave like according to what I want, that also happens, then I feel guilty and upset about it. And with guilt and expect, it comes over as anger against somebody else. Deflected anger. Therefore, kama esha, krodha esha, take it simple. Okay. Rajo guna samudbhavam, born of the quality of rajas in you. Samudbhavam, born. Of what rajas? See, in the Indian paradigm, everything in the world can be divided into sattva, rajas, tamas. We all have it. What is sattva? The ability to know, have a healthy value structure, etc. All that is said as sattva. What is rajas? Rajas? Desire, anger, passion, ability to get things done, to do and get things done. Rajas. What is tapas? Inertia, laziness, indolence. All of us have it. All the three we have it. Personality wise, our aim is to make ourselves predominantly sattvic. Therefore, we follow dharma, this, that, etc. We grow. But predominantly, you think there should be no rajas at all in you? If there is no rajas at all, how are you going to get things done? How are you going to act? So, a little bit rajas is necessary. Lots of it is necessary. Tamas, laziness, inertia, etc. If you don't have any tamas in you, you will not be able to sleep in the night. All of you also wants to sleep, no? Have a good night's sleep. How is that possible if there is no tamas? Therefore, sattva, rajas, tamas is there in everyone. Kama, desire, passion, anger, etc. is born out of rajas. So maybe you have too much of it. Yes, Swamiji, that's right, I have too much of rajas. How do I change it? So how will you convert a rajasic activity into sattvic activity? Karma yoga, or kya? Yeah. Put their karma yoga into it, it will become sattvic. Those attitudes will make a change. Yeah. Swamiji, I want this, I want it, and I want it now. I want it my way. Okay, do something to fulfill that desire. Do it. Act. But now, action with Ishvara Arpanam Prasada Buddhi. Prasada Buddhi, acceptance. Yeah. From tamasic, you don't jump to sattvic, you have to go through rajas. So, how do you do? Then this is it. So, bring in prasada buddhi, bring in this, etc. You become bigger than the desire. Your mind is no more trapped, victimized by that desire. Then, it's fine. So, their desires now have become, you are being sublimated. Yeah, you become, desires become preferences. They don't victimize you. You have the desire doesn't have you. Samji, I find I am very tamasic, lazy, indolent, etc. So get somebody to kick you on the back and get out and doing things. Yeah. So get out and do things, no? In the name of spirituality, many people become tamasic. Samji, I am not interested in anything. I just want to live a life of spirituality. Therefore, I don't get involved in anything. You don't get involved in anything. No? I don't even watch TV or newspapers or nothing. You're vegetating. You're living like a bloody cow. Yeah. Yeah. Life is not a spectator sport. Life is meant to get involved. So get involved. If you are tamasic, you need involvement in life. Later on, he takes up sattva, rajas, tamas for various types of actions, for various types of attitudes, for various types of emotions, all that he takes up. So that detail we will see there. Okay. But you can't jump from tamasic to sattvic. You have to from tamasic to become a bit rajasic, and from rajas you can go into being sattvic. At the same time retaining some tamas in you, so that you can have a good night's sleep, etc. So you know when to let go and relax up. That is tamas that helps you to let go and relax up. Don't be such a blooming control freak. Yeah, because they're all rajas, I have to control and make everyone do what exactly I want to do. Let go. Revade, as they say. Yeah, let go. Yeah. So that much tamas you need in your life. Nobody is there without tamas. The idea is to become predominantly sattvic, thinking, clean, value structure is there, the ability to think clearly, not get confused by 101 issues, being able to cut across different things and come to the core issue. That all that comes by doing only, no? Yeah, it's important. Be a thinker. But Swamiji, in spirituality, thinking is a problem. Which spirituality you are talking about, I don't know. If thinking is a problem, you are living a life of nightmare, because you are going to think anyway. Yeah. Since when did thinking become a problem? Overthinking can be an issue. Worrying can be an issue in the name of thinking. So if you are worried, prasada buddhi, acceptance of situations, acceptance of hard realities of life. This is it. So kama esha, krodha esha, rajo guna samadbhava, mahashana, mahapapma. Okay, yeah. They are the great enemies that you have, you see. Great enemies you have. Vidya ena iha vairinam. Recognize them as your enemies right here. There's an exaggeration here, okay? There's a bit of an exaggeration. Yeah. But that exaggeration is to highlight the importance that you have to deal with it. Half the time, success eludes you because you get distracted by some other desire or some anger or some desire or something. Yeah. Anger is nothing but a thwarted desire. Yeah. Your desire is blocked, you get angry towards the block. Simple as that. Yeah. You know, to learn to appreciate things without having to necessarily possess all of them. Appreciate things. Yeah. Appreciate it. There's so many beautiful things. Yeah, fine. Do I have to have every one of them? No. Not necessary. That's why indirectly they'll say, have some sense of gratitude, have some, all that is meant for this only. You know? Be thankful for the things you have. All these are very simple ways of bringing in that attitude where you can say, enough. Why? Because ultimately, what is it that is going to make you a fulfilled being? None of these things. Because what you hanker after, you think, why are you having a desire for something? Strong desire I am talking about. Because you think your life is happier with that. Your life is your life. If you have $1 million, you will make your life a bit more comfortable. Or kya? What more can you do out of it? You won't get fulfillment without of that. Yeah. So you can be comfortably unhappy or uncomfortably unhappy. It's smart to be comfortably unhappy, so get things that much. But if you want to solve the problem of unhappiness, you have to go directly to discover your ananda. Otherwise, that problem remains. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. The problem of lack and human fulfillment will not just go away. Can't wish it away. Can't will it away. And sometimes there's a lot of this new age philosophy is coming up, you know. Some we deal with access bars. What is an access bar now? I mean, I've seen a lot of bars as an engineer. As a sailor, I've seen other type of bars also. What is an access bar? Oh, Swamiji, it is a way of using the consciousness to manifest what you want. What are you manifesting? Tell me, will that manifesting help me solve the problem of hunger in this world? That no child in India will, at least India, limited, my nation. I am not thinking of the whole world. That no child will go hungry. No, Swamiji, not that way. Then what can it help me? No, I tried this and I could pay all my bills. You get a job here, you'll pay all your bills. If you want to pay bills, that is all. A job will be able to do that. What are you talking about? The secret, how to manifest anything that you want. Big bluff. The writer manifested enough money for himself or herself. Yeah. People follow it blindly. Really, if things were that simple by now, wouldn't have manifested an whole ashram. So that I can create more teachers and ensure all the students who come there to learn are really good students, not half-baked idiots that we normally get, and then I have to make them work on them to make them students first, and only then teach them. नहीं होता है. Yeah. These are all pseudo spirituality, okay? Yeah, they are pseudo spiritualities. They don't work like that. Okay. Therefore, the thing is to learn to handle your desires, your anger, etc., which is what hijacks your mind. Because your mind wants to do something, they get hijacked away. And that hijacking happens because of kama and krodha, or kya. Therefore, it's important to channelize that desire, channelize that anger, etc., into purposeful activity that will free you from the thing. Yeah. Swamiji, only now we realize how wrong we were, Look at what's happening in Bangladesh. We should not have given that country freedom. Then the problem that you're facing now, you would have faced 50 years ago. Yeah. I have spoken to some of the leading figures in that war. Okay. Colonel Jacob, Major General Suri, Commodore Sunil Rajendra. Not one of them were under a delusion. Even Sam Manakshaw, I knew him personally. Okay. Heroic figures, legends in their lifetime. All these people I mentioned. Not one of them was under a delusion that this war will solve the problem, that Bangladesh's independence will solve the problem. We all knew. Politicians had their own thinking and idiotic ideas, but the soldiers knew. For 50 years we have solved the problem. But after 50 years we will have the problem with them. Yeah. That's the nature of people. Human minds are like that. It will happen. Yeah. Sam Manakshaw said that when the first troops entered Bangladesh, for 14 days, 2 weeks, you will be the Indian Army of Liberation. On the 15th day, you will become the Indian Army of Occupation. So get out before that. Very clear. Very clear. So, you solved the problem for 50 years. Good enough, no? That your solution lasted for 50 years, is it good or not? Come on here, you gave a solution. Just imagine you are running a company and there are problems involved. You gave a solution. For the next 50 years, problem free. Hey, that's great, isn't it? You will be considered a hero, a legend. It's the same way here. Yeah. So why are you getting angry about it? 50 years the problem was handled. No? Now we have to think what can we do for the next 10, 15, 20, 50 years. What we have to think. And those who are experts in it are already thinking about it. They seized with that idea a couple of years back itself. Yeah. So the idea is this, that what hijacks you from doing what you should be doing is either your desire or your anger. Yeah. So deal with them, that's the idea. Idea is deal with them, okay? Okay. Any questions, clarifications up to now? I've spoken a lot. Simple things, but you can either have a complex psychology in dealing with life, or you can keep it simple. Krishna chooses to keep it simple. Now, based on your desire, etc., and what has worked out, not worked out, you can talk about so many other things. Childhood messages that you received, because of which you became critical, this, that, etc. in life. What made you a control freak? That insights we can have. There is someone called Bed Clifford, is a psychologist, international level. He studies Swamiji's works only for the psychological aspect of it. He says, I want to present the Swami Dayananda school of psychology. So, a lot of work can be done on these issues. But basically what it is, keep it simple and handle your life. Yeah, keep it simple, handle your. Yeah, Shilpi, you have a question.
Tantric, you said that, this is the previous couple of paragraph. Basically, imperfectly performed dharma is better than performing the dharma of another. Or basically, performing your own dharma is important. Now, the point is that, so you said there was elbow room earlier.
Yeah.
In the past
Yes,
as well.
definitely.
Right? So, what would be a few pointers in terms of understanding where one needs to shift, or especially in today's day and age,
Okay.
identifying what exactly, especially in terms of profession. I mean, in terms of family, in terms of other things, one knows
Yeah.
one's dharma, right?
So
But in terms of profession, what is the right thing to do?
Yeah.
Right career to go into based on one's.
There is no right or wrong. There is what are you attracted to? Sadrisham cheshtati. See, there is something that is calling you out to a certain thing. Na? If you have identified that, you have the right job. It may not pay much, it may not, but you will grow in the process. Similarly, and elbow room. Similarly, families. As a child, you are supposed to take care of your parent. It's a given. Okay? That's a given. Dharma. Like how the parents take care of the children, it's a given dharma. But there's a lot of elbow room in that. As a parent, there is elbow room. Do you have to do everything for the child yourself?
No.
You can have a nanny.
Not necessary.
You can have a babysitter. As a child, do you have to do everything for your parent yourself? You can have an attendant. You can have this. Can you see? You have to take care, but there is a lot of elbow room in this taking care. Yeah. Including if they require some specialized care, etc., that you can't give at home, to put it in an institution where they are taken care of. I know one of my students was struggling with this idea, of putting a mother into an institution. So she came, spoke to me, this, that, etc. I said, it's the right thing to do, because you cannot look after this at home. Then, after a few months, she found the mother so happy there in that setup because they are giving the proper attention, medicine, whatever is necessary. The specialized care was given. Wasn't the person actually happy? Okay, I made the right decision. So that's why there is elbow room. Yeah, it's a given. You are going to take care of your parents. That's a given. How much? Yeah. That how much is always a question. And how are you going to handle it? Therefore, you have proactive, creative responses to situations. Keeping the overall dharma in view. Yeah, overall dharma. I will take care of my parents. Now, within that framework, how well you will handle it. No problem, Ahana. Yeah. How will you handle that? Yeah. So that's important. That is where your creativity, your proactivity within the frame of dharma comes in, and handle that. Yeah. Now there may be some of us who have not found what we are feeling passionate about, job wise, career wise, etc. That may be there. Therefore, experiment a bit. When you are younger, you can experiment a bit, or say, hey, one job is as good as the other. Settle down into something that you feel you can live with. Yeah. Because that also means there has been some spiritual growth happening. You are not passionate about that job so much. So do. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so
But
much.
once you are picked up, then Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya. Yeah. If you are doing it, follow it, do a good job, follow it. Yeah. Then don't bother whether it's glamorous, not glamorous, giving you name and fame, not giving you name and fame. Yeah. Like I knew the psychologist. She actually tells me, fame to me is more important than money. I said, okay, how are you going to get fame? Be a celebrity psychologist. I don't have the contacts for that. Let's start writing in newspapers, etc. Columns. Okay. Did that. Person is still not happy at the end of it. Yeah. 30 years I've been seeing this person. Yeah. Yeah, if you cannot do what you like, start liking what you do. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Because however glamorous a job is, there will be aspects in that job which is boring and stressful. Like one of my friends, I got her to speak at one of the Vedic Wisdom festivals. International level researcher, cutting edge research on stem cell therapy, etc. On stem cell, that's cutting in biology. That's one of the cutting edge height of research work, stem cells work. But she tells me, this can be also very boring sometimes. Why? I have to slice rat brains and fill up 500 petri dishes with thin slices of rat brain. I said, oh my God, 500 dishes, 500 thin slices. Boring or interesting? When you say stem cell research, cutting edge of technology, but this is boring or not boring? Every job will have that. Film industry, glamorous. Take after take after take, you get fed up of it. Yaar, bore ho jayega. I will walk away from that. I can't do it. Yeah. How many takes you want? No, I'm not satisfied. I'm satisfied. Okay, bas ho gaya abhi. Anyway, there's more to this. There's something more that he has to say, but that we will see in next class. Okay, good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.
Thank you so